as it unfolds. I want to talk about a statement that Juicy J wrote on his Twitter over the weekend, saying, man, he put this quote up, and it inspired a lot of conversation throughout the hip hop community. He put, "If I inspired anyone to do drugs, I apologize." Now we know, Juicy J goes all the way back to 3-6 Mafia, Sippin on some scissor. So it goes way before any new songs that he's ever done. But looked like he's having a little, heart to heart in the recent, death of Juice WRLD and a few other rappers who have died from drug abuse. It looks like Juicy J is finally coming to terms for some of the damage that he caused. Now, I will say this first, Sam, before I let you go. It's not if you inspired, you did inspire people. But I do salute the gesture of even an apology. But what do you think?
Well, right now we don't know if any further action in Juicy J's behalf is being done to kind of help rehabilitate or get people off of certain situations, to help just talk them out. We don't know what he's doing on the outside, but he did drop this tweet, and it does kind of reflect on his age. He's 44 years old, and given where he was at and where he's at now, taking some responsibility. We talked on it. We talked on Vince Mensa blaming the hip hop community for a lot of the drug use that goes on, and it ultimately came down to accountability and responsibility. We talked about it on the death of Juice WRLD. Should rappers feel a little more accountable? You had some people saying hell yeah, you had some people saying hell no. These people are adults. They're free and willing to do whatever they want to do. Whatever they do is on them. I tend to go along the lines of, let's not put that all out there. Influence is very strong, and we are all influenced by something, whether that be something negative, positive, whether that be music, sports, your mom, your dad, your dog. Something influences you and subconsciously put something, a seed, and that seed eventually grows. So Juicy J is taking responsibility in that, or accountability in that now. You ask me a lot, does it matter or is it enough? And that's why I kind of started with, we don't know what he's doing on the outside. I would love to hear more if he is doing something, and get a little more vocal in that, because just a tweet, even though it's good, even though it's a great gesture, I mean, like I just said about Dame, is the damage already done in this situation?
Definitely.
A lot of the time, the damage is already done.
Yeah, and love Juicy J, definitely, love 3-6 Mafia, but a little too late, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You just something you can't just say, I'm sorry. Now people are going to accept it and whatnot. And I think you made a great point saying, all right, what are you going to do now? You killed, not to say he killed anybody, but you contributed to leading, 10,000 people to trying something. And now I'm sorry. Don't work like that. But dude, that's like a drug dealer selling drugs and all these people is dropping. It don't work like that. But what I will say is, when you talk about, the promotion part, and we talked about this before, but some of the new listeners can get it. I broke this down and I thought about it, and I said, all right, what are like your top 3 things or 4 things that these rappers, promote in their songs? And promote means sell, and a lot of these companies will know that, and they will start to give these rappers endorsement deals: alcohol, sneakers, fitteds, clothing. Now all of this stuff, you know what I'm saying, when they talk about it in their songs and they wear it, they entice people to do so, especially the alcohol, the Ciroc, Effins, Jay-Z talked about Ace of Spades, Cristal back in the day. Then when he said he didn't want to drink Cristal, he said fuck Cristal. Then the sales went down to Cristal. People stopped drinking Cristal. So the same thing applies to when they start promoting these drugs. When you stay sipping on some scissor, people are going to want to do that. Like you said, people are impressionable. It just is what it is. It's a science. And you can't get any feelings about it. You can't get emotional. Yeah, they play a role. They play a role. The parents play a role. Society plays a role. It's like a puzzle. It ain't like just, oh, you just did it. But they definitely had an influence on these kids going out and trying these substances, man. They just did. And to say sorry, I don't think it's enough. That's just my opinion.
What is enough in your opinion? Let's say you got rappers, obviously, in our era,
right,
who are a lot older now. A lot of them are bringing in grandbabies and shit. You know what I'm saying? So in a different space. But kind of reminds me when you were talking about certain situations where he did it, and you got 10,000 people that already got on it. It reminded me of like a freeway Rick Ross that's out here talking against it now. But you know what he did on the East Coast and supplying little things, even though he wasn't the source. It was somebody even bigger than a Rick Ross. Yeah. Somebody even bigger than a Juicy J. Let's not sit back and negate that, or whoever else is promoting these products. What else is enough, though?
I mean, I don't know if anything he could do, be honest, at this point, to wash that blood off his hands. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think that that's something he's going to have to wear. But, I mean, one thing, and it's just me, I'm not saying I got all the answers, is to start to denounce that, you know what I mean? Like, it's not cool. That could be a start. Like we said, we don't know what's going on. He said sorry. Maybe, and I don't expect him to do much more than this, you know what I mean? Because I know these dudes are human. Like I was going to say, I kind of feel for him in a way, is because this is their reality at the same time. It ain't like they just making this up. This is what they come from. And this is the reality of what's really going on. These people's already born into this. It ain't like, Juicy J is 100% responsible. Like, no, I'm not saying that, but the elders and the elders of the elders who promoted before, and they was in there drinking out the double cups, and the kids seen them and they said, "What's that?" And eventually when they got older, they started handing it to them. Well, I'm not saying that Juicy did that, but your music is probably way more powerful than that. You know what I'm saying? Than that type of situation. But what could be enough? At least speaking down on it. Not rapping about it no more like that, not promoting it. I should say not promoting it, because you can promote it, people want to buy it, people want to try it, period.
What I think would be dope, and I'm not telling anybody to do it. I'm not advocating for anybody to do it. They are just free to do whatever they want. But I'll give an example, like a Lil Wayne. If we've seen the documentary of Lil Wayne going through and talking about how he started on it, the things he was going through, currently still on it, but then the pursuit of getting off of it, and watching Lil Wayne go through withdrawals, and watching him go through the shakes, and watching the shit go down for real. And to put that vision in young aspiring rappers' heads that may be watching this or watching that, and just documenting something like that for us to see and just go, whoa. Mm-hmm. I think that it would heighten whoever's career. I think it would just heighten them as a person. Not, like I said, that's something major. Like, I'm not telling you to go detox live on camera for millions of people to see. But I think some kind of shock value like that would open a lot of eyes to people using it now, people thinking about using it, people aspiring to be in the game and be some of your favorite rappers to happen to use it. I think something like that will begin to start changing the narrative, as well as denouncing it, of course, as well as publicly telling people this ain't the cool thing to do. You got to start with denouncing it, like Hov did. Get rid of the Chris style, even though he did Ace of Spades, but you see where the power of the voice goes.
Do you think apology is enough?
It's not enough. It's a great start. I'm not going to get mad at the brother for apologizing. I'm not going to sit back and, I want to say, be as harsh as you, because when I go back and ask myself, was old guy too harsh in saying there was even blood on his hands? Well, if there were people that happen to pass away because of listening to this music, and they have parents that no longer have them, who am I to say that what you said is too extreme? I'm not. Who am I to say? So I 100% agree. No, apologies aren't enough. A great start. I'm glad that he's holding it himself accountable, where a lot of rappers aren't. I would love to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But shout out to Juicy J, 3-6 Mafia, and all that. And we're definitely going to keep you guys updated on all the top things going on in the hip hop arena. I want to ask you, Sam, man, about DMX. It appears that he is out of rehab, Sam, man, and he graced the stage the other day. What do you think about DMX now trying to get his life back on the straight and narrow?
I'm happy for DMX, man. When he got out of prison, I think it was early in 2019. It was in sometime in 2019.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of public appearances, and he was on camera. I didn't like the way he was looking. I didn't like the way he was talking. I was like, man, they got to get this brother off camera right now. He's going through something. Eventually come to find out he had to go back to rehab. Somebody that's publicly, we're seeing his demons, we're seeing his rides, we're seeing his falls live on camera. One of the greatest rappers of all time, one of the greatest rappers of our era. And when you see a Jay-Z still doing anything, when you see LL still flourishing and happy and looking good and continuing to be a prosperous Ice Cube, people out here that was in that era, you want to see DMX do well. You want to see DMX flourish. I want to see him and Ja Rule and Jay-Z rapping, or, you know what I mean, or come back with the Rough Riders, or do something with Drag On. I want to see those things and reignite those things. It's a beautiful thing to see. That all comes with him getting his health right first. So I hope, because he seems to still have the energy to want to do this, that his mind is one accord with everything else. And I think we'll see a great DMX. I think we'll see the best of him.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that was put in the article here. They said he seemed fresh and energetic, mixed with the crowd. He got a new fiance and whatnot. Came in with just a small entourage. Performed, sound very good out there in Vegas on Sunday night. So yeah, man, we love DMX over here. Obviously our platforms, our demographic, they love DMX too because they're about our age and a little younger, a little higher, whatever way you want to look at it. But yeah, man, I want to see it turn out good for D.
Word.
Definitely do because we remember him when he was 100% healthy, like in his prime.
Monster.
Yeah, monster. Like, and back then, a lot of people don't know. The people that was alive and kicking know that he was the best rapper out of the East Coast. Period. Like he was better than Jay. It was like they was kind of fighting, but DMX kind of edged him out.
Couldn't match his energy.
Right.
His energy was stupid. Nobody could match it. I mean, you got like a Busta Rhymes or somebody that could match it, but then nobody appealed. It was like almost like you could touch DMX and be right there, and he'd be amongst you. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he had that Pac vibe, but he had that energy. Close. You know what I'm saying? He definitely had that energy. So that's why you want to see brothers like that win because it was genuine, it was authentic. I listened to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by DMX about 45 fucking times this week. Shit still go hard, man. Shout out to DMX.
Yeah, shout out to his publicist, man. We would love to get DMX, in the platform, real soon. Get him on a set, definitely.
Brother, we will be in touch.
Definitely, real soon, if you see this, man. But definitely.